Hello there guys and welcome. It's Otto once again, OttoTTV. We are on the second episode right now on Wolfpack training. Okay, this can give you information on how to operate the Helm in terms of speed, direction, and also the course that you may want to be going on, the dive planes and ballast and negatives tank. Okay, so we're going to go through that. It shouldn't be too much of a long video. This will be episode 2. The next one after this, the third one, is going to be on the hydro readings, and then the fourth is going to be on the TDC, torpedo data computer, and then we will do a final one on navigation and underwater navigation for you. So right, we are going at all speed right now. So as I mentioned previously in the previous video, you press shift and you can change both engines at the same time. So on the inner side, that is for going forward, on the outside it's going back. So that is there for going to full speed. As you can see, knots are going to be increasing from 12 to 18. While I'm actually here, I'm going to show you something else as well, which you might find very useful. And this is where I mentioned to you earlier on in a video on episode 1 about your revs per minute. Okay, so we've come to 17 knots at the moment. That's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is going to give you a bit of instruction on how to come to a full stop really quickly so you can get yourself a nice speed reading on the convoy. So full speed in reverse. Okay, so as you can see, it's going down, it's going down. We're going to 15 knots. When this gets to around about 5.5 knots, I am then going to put it in stop. And as you can see, the revs here are going down, and they will progress to go around here. And obviously by the time I go to 5.5 knots, it should calm everything down entirely. Okay, so we are looking at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.5. Right, so that's going down. The revs are going down. If you look, and the knots are going down together. So pretty much we might be on a 0 speed in a moment. So that's hit 0 now, and that's hit 0 there as well. So that would be now perfect for me to go on an observation periscope or the AP, whatever it be, to get a reading on that convoy and their speed. Okay, so that's that one done there, right there for you. Now we are going to go to we're going to say, I don't know, full speed ahead in that sense, and we're going to change just the course, which is, this is what you would call magnetic course change. Okay, so let's turn to 180. See, we're picking up speed, we're turning 180 to port. To zero this off, we're going to press W. Okay, W will zero it off. Always try and get the 0 to the top when you want a rounded number, or a number that begins with, well, ends like a 10, so like 180, 160, 200, 220, something like that. You use a 0 and you press W to center it. If you are going 185, we're going to turn to starboard right now, and we're going to make sure the 5 is at the top. And that is perfect right there. Okay, right, so what we're going to do now at this point in time, I'm going to show you a different situation right now. We are going to begin to dive the boat. So we're going to open ballast, forward ballast. That is open right now. We are going to go to the aft ballast and open that up. I'm now going to show you the valves, the ballast tank valves. Okay, so these are going up, as you can see. The front one's higher than the other because that was open first. When they are full, we'll hear a slight clunk. That slight clunk will let us know that it's full, and we can then begin to close these off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one feature, and then I'll show you the other feature. Okay, So it's 45, 50 on the front, and you're going to hear it. There you go. So I can close this one now. And as you can see, the second one's done as well, so I'll close that as well. So because I'm not going to change the engines right now, but what I'm going to do is just show you how to go Dexa wash real quick and easy. So on the dive planes, we're going to lower both these planes down, so that would be A and the outer right key, the arrow key on the right. And it'll bring us down. So what we're going to do now at 7, I'm going to bring the rear one up to 5. And I'm now going to bring up the other one to a little bit above 5 and then back down past 5 and then I'm going to hold it 5. So 7¼ is perfect for Dexa wash. And if you just touch the forward plane, A or D, up or down depending what's happening, you will either go from 7.2 there, you're going up 7.5 and then back down. And it'll just trickle down very slowly. And as long as you keep around about 7.5, something like that, you should be fine in terms of obviously not flooding your diesel engines. This means you can keep your speed but lower the profile of the ship, and in some emergencies charge your battery and run the compressor. Okay, so that is that done. I'm just going to level that off. We're now going to do a normal dive. Okay, so as we're diving, we don't want to use the diesel engine because that'll flood. So electric engines, if you want, put it on full speed. The engines are going to cut off from diesel and they're going to change to electric. So while that's happening, we will put the dive planes down. As you can see, we're at 6.5 at the moment. It's just got to 7 now. And when we are officially at 10 meters, that is when it will dive. So when we're 10 meters, that is officially classed as water. One way to do this as well is reset an odometer, which is also here and also located here in the map. You would reset that, as you can see, 2932 has been reset, and it's now counting how far we travel underwater. Okay, that is doing it on the map, on the navigation map, and also it is doing it on here as well. Okay, so that is us at 20 meters plus at the moment. We're going to level that off. I'm going to show you a quick emergency blow, so to speak, in that sense, and we're going to blow ballast and come back to the surface, which you would open this right here to expel that water by using your compressed air. So we are coming up. So we got down about 30 meters, didn't we? You can use the planes also, you don't have to blow this, but I'm just doing it in a quick way. So if you use the planes, you rise up at a nice steady pace. Okay, so 20 on there. Once all that water is expelled out of there, we should be absolutely fine and lift it up quite quickly. But don't forget, I'm not using any planes here at all. So we've expelled that gas, or water, using the compressed air. We're going up, but it seems to be a little bit slow, doesn't it, at full speed. So as you can see, 18 meters right there, 17.5, 17. When we come to 10, obviously that's when we class back on the surface. Navigation will be on the 4th or 5th video that I'll explain to you, underwater navigation. Okay, right, so as we are now at 13.5 meters, we can't yet change the diesel engines. 12 meters, 11, and 10. So we will now begin to change over to diesel. So first thing we're going to do is charge battery. As you can see right at the bottom right, it's at 8.2. So diesel engines, charge battery, full speed. We're on the surface, the engines are going to change and that battery will begin to be charged. Okay, there you go, revs are starting on both engines. We're on the surface, but as you can see we are now not low, but low enough in that sense on compressed air, so it's always good to come back here, turn that on. We'll come away from that because it's very noisy. So I'm going to have a quick look on the observation periscope real quick, just to get an understanding what's going on to my position to where they are. So, no, it's fine, don't worry about them, because I'm not actually going to be attacking these, I'm just doing the purpose of the video. So right now, we're going up on 150, well 160 I'd say that would be, on compressed air. So it's going up, once that's full, we can then cut off the compressor. But what I'll do before we leave this video is just show you how to do a bit of an emergency dive, okay? But it always helps out when you've got a bunch of crew with you, okay? So normally that would fill up only to 200. Wouldn't go any further than that with a compressed air needle. It would just stay at 200. But later on in the game, I can imagine, because it's a simulator, that you could possibly put anything up to 300 in there to 250, and I should imagine that may explode the ship, the tank, should we say. Right then, so I was going to turn the ballast, the compressed air off now, the compressor. Don't need any more than that. So an emergency dive, we'd obviously slide down here, slide down the step, you'd call it out. A crew member would open forward ballast and the other one would run to the back and open the rear ballast, okay? At that point on, they would be pretty much clicking on electric engines and full speed dive, and that planes will be down max. But obviously at this moment in time it is not going to dive yet because these are not full. So what you would do at this point, you come to your negative water pressure tank and you'd fill that up as quick as you can to 4.5 and shut it off, okay? That is then going to start dropping you like a stone once these ballasts are full. That one's full, the other one's full now, and as you can see, dropping like a stone, 10 meters, bang, there we go. And it's still going, it's still going. We've got engine motion, propulsion, sorry, they're down as well, 20 meters. Coming up to 25 now, and then you can see you're going from 25, 30, and so on and so on. You can then obviously blow this out, the negative, but you'd only do that at irregular intervals so they can't pick it up so much on the hydro, especially if they're depth charging and whatever they're doing. Wait for the explosions. So you blow it out just by using this bottom wheel here, and you blow it out just like that. So the deeper you are, the more water, sorry, more compressed air you will use to compress this out, okay? So it won't, what it'll do is just level us off instead of still making us sink. So we're nearly there. I'm now going to come and turn this off. So we have no water in the negative right now. So practically we're going to start holding that course, but we're going to start rising because we've not trimmed it. But obviously when you're periscope depths, you want to trim it, because if you don't, you're going to surface eventually. So what people would have to do on this, the negative ballast tank, you want to be putting not 0.5, some people might think, it's actually 0.05. So the first bar, which is there, you're going to fill that halfway. So you just go like that, obviously that's a bit more than what we should be having, and you just take it back out like that, really quickly, really finely, and adjust it, okay, until you are pretty much halfway. I'd give it another 1 or 2 of them, maybe 3, yeah, and that's where you'd be. That will then hold your course. You can trim it a little bit more than that, a bit of fine tuning, which is, I'd like to put like a 0.4, I'd say 4.5, something like that. It just seems to keep you perfect then at that point. So it's a little bit of tweaking here and there. So there you have it, guys. Dive and Helm completed in episode 2. Episode 3, we're going to cover basically your hydrophone, and we are going to be showing you how to plot a convoy course, which may take some time and a bit of editing, but also we're going to try and get you the speed of a convoy, okay? So we're going to see how that goes, alright? And we'll tell you how to do that by using the revs, well actually revolutions per 10 seconds of an enemy ship. So that's it guys, so stay tuned for the next episode. Feel free to like, comment, if not put some pointers on there as well, and obviously we'll try and improve on these videos for you, but for now that's me done for, and I will catch you on the next one.